Hey guys, I am not dead as you can see because I was probably gone for the channel, or it looked like I was gone for the channel, for like 3-4 months. If you probably look in the timeline back to whenever the last deck profile I did was, which I don't even remember myself. My guess is Photons, probably my best bet because Hypernova. Other than that, here I am back after BT12 a long while. We were supposed to do this earlier, but some stuff came up, so here it is now ready with Red Hybrid. Let's get to it, shall we? Starting with the eggs, we got the 4 Yokos. Basically, draw a card if you have a Tamer on the field, so free draw when whatever you want to send dies, because apparently Red Hybrid wants to die now. 2 of the Flacing Pyramon, because Piercing Flamon. The first 4 of the deck, Flamon, because now that the fact that all of our Tamers are Takuya, it makes him so much more beneficial to hard play and add a hybrid and add the Takuya. And speaking of, we got the 4 of Flamon that specifically lists Takuya, but he's not as good as I would say as, you know, this Flamon, because even though he and the others can search more cards, he lets you grab 2 if you hit a Tamer and Hybrid, but he lets you grab a Hybrid or a Takuya when it hits. So, like I said right now, with all the new Takuya Tamers, it's much nicer to get the actual hits from him. And of course, the extra added consistency, the 4 BT12 Flamons, discard, draw 2. This just tends to be the go-to effect for a lot of level 3s now, so of course they're going to give it to Red Hybrid to up its consistency, especially since the Warp Takuya lets you add your stuff from trash to Warp Digivolve into Emperor, so you can set up your trash with this guy to basically get your EmperorGreymons early up and as possible. Then to finish our level 3s, we got the 2 Pokemons, because looking at top 5, adding a Tamer and Hybrid, then basically, you know, gain 2 memory when you Digivolve on the Tamer. Free Digivolution, basically. Starting off the level 4s, we got 4 Goonimons, because his actual inheritable to actually play Takuya is amazing. Just hate the fact that you're basically just crashing your level 4s into security and hope they die. Red Hybrid just went from Ancient Greymon Turbo to Champion Rush, and then finished with EmperorGreymon for game.
Bye.
Pretty good.
The new Burning Greymon, because it actually gives our hybrids and 10 Legendary Warriors a 2k DP boost, which is what Red Hybrid kind of needed, especially now with new Emperor Grey popping stuff lower than his DP, so this was a much needed card to actually get over stuff. Then of course we kept the BT7 Burning Grey, because a lot of decks now are just special summoning or keeping stuff like their level 3s on the field more often, so it's best to have him just to pop all those little guys. For Altamon, because we don't like hitting options and security, and if you're just Digivolving onto him alone and swinging with him, a lot of the times if you're Digivolving on top of the Emperor Grey on top of a Tamer, this guy's an 18k beat stick and is running over stuff on the turn he Digivolves, so it's nice to have that. On top of, like I said, protection from options when you're checking security. And then I got the 2 of the new Altamon. I'm just trying him out to see how he works. He comes up sometimes, he doesn't, so if you guys got any recommendations to either cut him down or keep him, let me know, because for the most part he was basically what filled out my deck. And, you know, his ability is actually pretty decent to come back in if you don't got the Emperor Grey in hand. And speaking of the Emperor Greys, we got 2 of the Blitz. So, you know, Blitz for game, and if he ends up getting blocked, that's free memory for each of the sources under him. Then of course 4 of the new Emperor Grey. You gotta love this art. He is beautiful. So basically when Digivolved, blows up something that's 6k, or if Digimon on top of a Tamer, something less than his DP, which a lot of time he is big because of the new Flamon, the new Burning Grey, and then on top of that, gives himself actual security attack +1, so you're actually doing real damage with him, so that's nice. Speaking of damage, let me check your whole security for cheap, because for whatever reason, giving an extra security attack and 3k boost for 1 cost is crazy. I don't know, I'm surprised Bandai didn't hit this to 1 when seeing the new support, especially if you're playing the Blitz build that has, the Omni Blitz for game, where, you summon him, you check 5 security because he played the Atomic Infernos and Blitz for game. It happens. Happens a lot. And people don't like being OTK'd in any card game.
I can't deal with this at all.
For Takuya, because we like to warp Digivolve into the Takuya, and then on top of that, because, Takuya name, he gets played for free for all the Gunimon and Emperor Grey when they're deleted, and on top of that, all your stuff tends to be a cheaper cost when Digivolve on top of a Tamer. Then, I actually pulled one of these guys, but personally, this looks better as an option than a Tamer, but, to you, your own personal preference. So 4 of the new Takuya, your memory setter, and then on top of that, free gain memory when you check security. So be careful on the rulings of this, because this doesn't exactly have the same ruling as a lot of other cards. So it's like, even if your guy dies, he will still gain the 2 memory for checking security. And if you're checking options or Tamers, you got to let those effects go off first if they have any on plays before you gain the 2 memory. Well, that's Red Hybrid, and of course, in spirit of Red Hybrid, I had to wear a Red Power Ranger shirt, and for those who know, you know, because Spirit Unleashed. So that's Red Hybrid, and hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and see you next time.